Cyber Threat Brief for February 19, 2026. Here is today's Security Intelligence Summary. Next section, Critical Alerts. Trust Connect. RAT disguised as a legitimate RMM, Remote Monitoring and Management, tool Proofpoint identified Trust Connect as a new malware as a service. Malware as a service, remote access Trojan, sold at $300/month. That impersonates a legitimate RMM platform called Trust Connect Agent. The threat actor behind it is assessed with moderate confidence to be a former prominent Redline Stealer operator. The malware's infrastructure included a fake business website used to obtain an extended validation (EV) certificate from a real CA, allowing it to sign malware and bypass signature-based detections. Proofpoint, in collaboration with the cert graveyard, had the EV cert revoked on February 6, but revocation was not backdated, leaving already distributed signed binaries valid. Infrastructure was partially disrupted, but the actor pivoted quickly, with a successor site advertising a similar tool called Doc Connect appearing before publication. Action: block trustconnectsoftware.com at DNS/web proxy. Hunt for Trust Connect agent binaries in endpoint telemetry, particularly those signed by Trust Connect Software Pty Limited. Any unknown RMM agent appearing on endpoints should be treated as suspicious. The actor has pivoted to Doc Connect infrastructure. Continue monitoring for unknown remote access tools in your environment. Source: Proofpoint Threat Insight. Next section, Vulnerability Disclosures. Critical Grandstream VoIP Bug, C.V.E. 2026-2329, enables unauthenticated root access. C.V.E. 2026-2329 is a critical unauthenticated vulnerability in Grandstream VoIP devices that grants root-level access to attackers without any credentials. Exploitation allows call interception, toll fraud, and user impersonation. Grandstream VoIP hardware is widely deployed in SMB, small and medium business, phone systems, and these devices are frequently internet-facing or on flat networks with minimal segmentation, making them an easy pivot point. Dark Reading notes this highlights the broader SMB security blind spot around unmanaged IP phone infrastructure. Action: apply Grandstream firmware patches immediately. If patch is unavailable or delayed, restrict management interface access via firewall ACLs, disable remote management, and place VoIP devices on an isolated VLAN. Audit for any toll fraud indicators in call logs. Source: Dark Reading. Next section, Ransomware and Extortion. Adidas third-party breach. Lapsus Collaboration claims 815,000 records. Adidas confirmed it is investigating a breach at one of its independent licensing partners after someone claiming to represent scattered Lapsus hunters posted on breach forums on February 16. The claimed stolen data includes 815,000 rows, names, email addresses, passwords, birthdays, company names, and technical data from the partner's extranet. Adidas says its own IT infrastructure and consumer data are unaffected. This is the second third-party security incident affecting Adidas in under a year, the first occurring in May 2025 via a customer service provider. Scattered Lapsus hunters is the combined operation of Lapsus, Scattered Spider, and Shiny Hunters, who merged in mid-2025. Action: this is a supply chain/third-party breach pattern. Review your vendor and partner security assessments, particularly for companies with access to your extranet, customer data, or PI. If your organization uses Adidas licensing partner systems, investigate potential credential exposure from the claimed dump. Source: the Register. Next section, Business and Infrastructure Threats. Massive Android banking Trojan, distributed via fake IPTV apps. A new Android banking malware named Massive is being distributed through fake IPTV dropper apps via SMS phishing. Once installed, It requests accessibility permissions and enables full device takeover. Screen streaming via media projection API. Keylogging, SMS interception, fake overlays on banking apps, and remote control via a UI tree mode that bypasses screen capture protections. Threat Fabric researchers confirmed cases where new bank accounts were opened in victims' names for money laundering. One campaign specifically targeted Portugal's PT digital identity app, Chave Moval Digital, to bypass KYC verification. Fake IPTV apps as malware lures have increased significantly over the past 8 months, primarily targeting users in Spain, Portugal, France, and Turkey. Dropper package names observed: HFGX, MQFY, Fejku IPTV24, and Hobfchp. Annex. Kukum masquerades as Google Play. Action: for organizations with mobile device policies, ensure MDM profiles block sideloading and enforce Play Protect. Add the observed package names to block lists if applicable. Educate staff about IPTV sideloading risks. For any users with access to corporate systems from personal Android devices, verify no unfamiliar apps have been granted accessibility service permissions. Sources: The Hacker News Bleeping Computer. CrowdStrike Insider Threat Analytics. New dashboard capabilities. CrowdStrike released new insider threat analytics and user activity investigation dashboards in Falcon Next Gen SIEM. These correlate identity risk scores, data egress patterns, endpoint telemetry, and HR context. New hires, departing employees, to detect malicious insiders and negligent users. Highlights include first-seen analysis for new data egress destinations, USB device monitoring, and cross-layer correlation across identity, data protection, and endpoint layers. Source: CrowdStrike. Deutsche Bahn DDoS attack disrupts rail systems. Germany's Deutsche Bahn was hit by a large-scale DDoS attack that disrupted information and booking systems for several hours. No attribution or specific threat actor has been confirmed. Critical infrastructure DDoS attacks against European transportation continue as a pattern, consistent with pro-Russian hacktivist activity targeting NATO-aligned nations. Action: no direct SMB action required. Reinforces the case for DDoS mitigation at network ingress for any public-facing infrastructure and having incident response runbooks for availability affecting attacks. Source: Security Week. Crescent Harvest campaign uses DLL, Dynamic Link Library, sideloading and Chrome key theft. An unattributed campaign, likely Iran-aligned, is targeting Farsi-speaking supporters of Iran's ongoing protests with spear-phishing RAR archives. The attack chain uses LNK files disguised as protest images/videos, PowerShell to pull down additional payloads, and DLL sideloading via a legitimate Google-signed binary software reporter tool. EXE. The two rogue DLLs deliver: a C++ implant that extracts Chrome's app-bound encryption keys via Chrome Elevator Overlap, and Crescent Harvest itself, which steals browser credentials, Telegram desktop data, keystrokes, and system metadata while communicating via WIN HTTP APIs. This campaign's primary relevance for SMBs is the Chrome credential theft component, which is increasingly used across threat actor toolkits regardless of geopolitical targeting. Action: Chrome app-bound encryption key theft is a growing technique. Ensure endpoint detection covers DLL sideloading from known good signed binaries. Monitor for unexpected use of software reporter tool. EXE outside of Chrome's update paths. Source: The Hacker News. Nigerian cybercriminal sentenced for tax fraud via RAT-delivered phishing. Matthew Abiodun Akand was sentenced to 8 years for a 5-year scheme targeting U.S. tax preparation firms via phishing emails that delivered war-zone RAT. The crew filed over 1,000 fraudulent tax returns claiming $8.1 M in refunds, obtaining $1.3 M. 4 Massachusetts tax prep firms were listed as victims. Action: tax season reminder. Tax preparation firms are active phishing targets for credential theft and RAT delivery. Review phishing defenses and endpoint protection at accounting and tax service providers in your vendor chain. Source: Cyberscoop. Next section, General Security News. Poland bans Chinese-made cars from military bases over surveillance risks. Poland's Ministry of Defense has banned Chinese-manufactured vehicles and any vehicle with embedded position, image, or audio recording capabilities from protected military facilities. The ban also prohibits connecting work phones to infotainment systems in Chinese-made cars. Poland describes this as consistent with NATO standards. Enforcement is complicated by European automakers like Volvo and Polestar manufacturing some models in China. Source: The Register. Gemini chatbot abused in fake Google coin. Crypto scam, a phishing/fraud campaign, has built a convincing fake cryptocurrency presale site for Google Coin that uses a Gemini-branded AI chatbot to engage victims with sales pitches and funnel payments to attackers. This is a social engineering abuse of AI chatbot interfaces, not a vulnerability in Google systems. Action: add Google Coin and related terms to phishing filter keyword lists. Remind users that Google does not operate a cryptocurrency, and AI chat assistants on unofficial sites should not be trusted for financial decisions. Source: Dark Reading. OpenClaw ongoing security issues. SecureClaw open source tool debuts. OpenClaw continues to face security vulnerabilities and misconfiguration risks despite rapid patching and its transition to an open AI-backed foundation. A new open-source alternative, SecureClaw, has debuted in response. Source: Security Week. That concludes today's cyber threat brief. From Carolina Clear Tech. Stay patched, stay vigilant.